Oftentimes we talk about the juices, which is great, but how about in today's video we actually give some credit to the noses behind these amazing creations? Let's do it. What is up, Frank fam? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about what do they actually wear. So we all have our favorite perfumers or favorite noses in the biz. I know I do, and I wanted to start a little series for you guys this year in 2019, which will actually cover my top 10 or more favorite noses in the world. So to start off things, to kick things off, I read a magazine back in 2012, May of 2012 to be exact, which I'll have the link below. So if you guys want to check out that magazine that talks about these amazing noses and creators, perfumers that we all come to love. But today, I'm going to share with you 5 of them that I really loved and I thought was really, creative and insightful to share with you guys. If you want to see a part 2 of this video, be sure to leave at least 400 likes so that I know that you guys really enjoy the content, and I'll put the part 2 together for you guys. Let's kick things off with the Vanguard, Francis Kurkdjian, or I like to call him FK. So Francis Kurkdjian is very well known. We now has his fragrance house called Maison Francis Kurkdjian, which I do love. It happens to be one of my favorites. Over the past couple of years, I've really taken a liking for this particular brand, which I'll share a lot of this brand with you guys this year. But he first started his journey back in 1995 with the release of Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male. Funny thing is, Francis K was only at the tender age of 25 years old when he actually created this amazing juice that took the world by storm. Fast forward almost 25 years, and the guy has made a tremendous impact in the world of fragrances with tons of great releases, including his own brand that I talked about, which is called Maison Francis Kurkdjian, which I do appreciate so much, and I know you guys watching this do as well. So when it comes to what Francis K actually wears, and he says this particular quote in the interview, I like to wear the perfumes I create and study them and how they develop on my skin. I am the first client. It is very important for me to understand what my consumer wants before I actually release these fragrances. So with that being said, I'd assume that Francis K is actually wearing something that he's producing right now, something that's newly released, which happens to be from the Gentle Fluidity line. You have the silver and the gold, so he's probably wearing those 2 fragrances or layering them, them both. I haven't actually tried them, but if you guys want to see those 2 fragrances reviewed on this channel, be sure to also comment below. The next perfumer here is called the Virtuoso by Vogue magazine. So the Virtuoso is Christine Nagel. So if you guys are not familiar with her work, she actually started off as a scientist. She actually worked at a lab and started to work with fragrances and started to help companies formulate fragrances. And once she did that, she never looked back. She totally fell in love with perfumery, and the rest is history. Responsible for many hit creations, she actually became the in-house perfumer for Jo Malone, and one of her all-time favorite fragrances, one that she actually wears very often, she can't live without. It's from the house of Serge Lutens. It's one of my amber favorite fragrances. It's called Amber Sultan. The third perfumer we're going to talk about here is the ever so popular but controversial The Air, of course, Irvin Creed. Now this guy is the 7th generation descendant of a house that's been around since 1760s, over 250 years in the making. Of course, we're talking about the house of Creed, which is also actually turning 260 years next year. We've all heard the stories of great famous people, kings that actually were Creed's as signature scent, but Irvin Creed has actually some of his favorites. And I quote, "I enjoy a warm and complicated fragrance that is woody or powdery, which works best for me. I actually love Original Santal, which I think is one of my favorites from the line for men, and I also like an androgynous scent that we have called Sublime Vanille from our Royal Exclusive collection." So there you go, those are the 2 favorites that Irvin Creed likes to wear himself. The next perfumer we're talking about is the sensualist, Anne Filippo. With an impeccable and lustrous resume, Miss Filippo has worked with a ton of great companies, including the IFF, the International Fragrance and Flavors. She worked with a couple great clients, including 2 of one of my all-time favorite fragrances house, L'Artisan Parfumé, including Yves Saint Laurent. She was one of the co-creators involved in one of the most talked about fragrances in the fragrance community. Of course, I'm talking about Yves Saint Laurent's La Nuit de l'Homme. Now, when it comes to her favorite elixir, this is what she had to say, and I quote, "Yves Saint Laurent Sarienne is a very fresh and feminine scent. It reminds me of a heated skin by the sun, and also bushes that grow around the Mediterranean Sea. So it combines sunshine with sensuality. So there you have it. That's her favorite elixir. And let me know, ladies, if you're out there, you've tried Cerianne from Yves Saint Laurent, let me know what your thoughts are on this fragrance. I actually haven't tried this fragrance, but I definitely will. And last but not least, the perfumer we're talking about right now is nicknamed the Composer. I would have actually nicknamed François de Manchy the Maestro, because I've yet to see a perfumer handle notes and accords with such artistry to create such groundbreaking and mesmerizing scents over the years. With an impressive portfolio, Mr. de Manchy has worked for many different companies. In fact, he's worked for Chanel under the wings of Jacques Poge for over 29 years, and now he happens to be the in-house perfumer for Christian Dior. Now, some of his most prominent work that I would actually think of right off the top of my head would be Midnight Poison, the whole Dior Homme line, including the amazing Dior Homme Intense, which was such a trendsetter and groundbreaking scent when it first came out. Now, when it comes to what he actually wears, and I quote, Mr. de Manchy said, "I have to wear something very light so that I'm not bothered by my own perfume while I'm working." His cologne of choice is actually one of his own creations from the Dior Privé collection, and it is none other than Cologne Royale. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the 5 perfumers out of 10 in that article that's going to be down in the description below from Vogue's magazine back on May of 2012. Let me know in the comment section below, what are your favorite perfumers of all time? You know, this is a segue video into this actual new series that I want to do for you guys. If you guys want to see a part 2 of this video, if you want me to talk about the other 5 perfumers mentioned in this article, be sure to like this video. 400 likes or more will give you guys a part 2 of this video. Also, if you guys enjoy this content, if you enjoy this channel, please don't forget to show your support. It's very simple. As always, leave a like, subscribe for more, and also don't forget to enable your notification. That way you're always in tune with what's happening in the fragrance world, and that way you'll never miss out on future videos. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, smell well and enjoy your journey. I'll catch you in the next one.